Hello to everyone who has just joined. How exciting. You know the drill by now. There are 3 questions up on the board. Please get out a pen and paper and give these ones a try. And today we also are going to use our calculators a little bit later on. So make sure you have your calculators nearby. If you have to go grab them from another room, go grab your calculator. And not your cell phone, your actual calculator. So just get a pen and paper ready and give these 3 questions a try while we wait for the others to join. We've got about 4 minutes till it's 5 o'clock. Hello to everyone. So many familiar names. Yay. We're going to have a good lesson tonight. If you're feeling confident with any of the questions, don't you want to just in the comments write which number you feel good about if you'd like to talk us through it. So you can just write 1 or 2 or 3 because your name will come up next to your comments. I'll know who you are.
Hi, ma'am.
Hi.
Ma'am, I'd just like to let you know that my name isn't Victoria. That's my mother's name. I don't know how to change my name. I'm offensive.
Okay, hi, Obete. I recognized your voice, so I was surprised by the Victoria, but that's okay. Thanks for letting me know.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so those of you who have just joined in, give these 3 questions a try. We're going to start going through them at 5 when everyone is on the call. And if you're feeling really good about any of your answers, just write which number you feel confident with in the comments and you can talk us through it. Number 3 is nasty. I'm just going to put that out there. So take your time, do it nice and slowly. Kulakani, do you have a question?
No.
Okay. Okay, hello to the new people who have joined. I'm sorry for those of you who are hearing this for the 3rd time now, but get out a pen and paper and give these 3 questions a try for me. If you feel confident with any of your answers, I know that they're all quite tricky, and just put a number in the comments for me so that you can talk us through. And if you've got your calculator nearby, if you could grab it because we're going to use it a little bit later on in this lesson. So if you need to go and get it from somewhere, or if you need to go and grab your brother or sisters, then go and grab their calculator. Have I got no volunteers for these questions yet? Come on. I know some of you must be feeling brave. Number 1's a nice question. It's not too much you could do wrong in number 1. Number 2 is also not a horrible question. For number 3, we would need someone very brave because number 3 is a bit nasty. Okay, so because I've just had a couple of people who've just joined right now, I'm just going to give you 2 more minutes to try and work through these questions. just so that everyone has had a chance to go through them. For those of you who have just joined, if you're feeling confident in your answers, you're welcome to write which one you feel confident with in the comments, and you can take us through that question. If you're not feeling confident, of course, it's the beginning of the lesson, that's also okay. No pressure. And after these, we are going to dive into exponents and exponential equations. It's very exciting. Okay, there we go. Some more of our familiar faces and names. Okay, I'm going to give you 1 more minute on these questions. Try to do the best you can. Was there anyone who needs more time? Just let me know. Either just put your hand up as an emoji, just this little hand up, or let me know in the comments if you are needing more than 1 minute. Okay, lots of hands. Got it. Message received. I will give you more time. Welcome to our new arrivals. Get out your pen and paper. Give these questions a go. Make sure you've got your calculator with you tonight. Okay, here we go. Let's start tackling question 1. Okay, so I'm taking, because I don't have any numbers in the comments, that we don't have anyone who's feeling good about number 1. Am I wrong about that? Does anyone feel good? This is your time to speak up if you do. Okay, we're having a quiet evening tonight. Okay, I'm just gonna turn off my camera quickly so that I can move my screen. Okay, so first thing that we need to, oh, thank you for that answer. Let's go through it. I enjoy it. Thank you. So the first thing that we have to see here is that we've got an x squared, which means we're dealing with a quadratic equation. Okay, and when we have a quadratic equation, we're going to get 2 answers for x. We always want everything on one side of the equal sign, and we want it to be equal to 0. So that we've already got covered. Now, in this case, after we've done that and we've made it equal to 0, we normally have to factorize. And the first thing we look for when we factorize is a highest common factor. And we can't do that in this case because I don't have one. The second thing we look for is if there are 2 terms, can I do difference of 2 squares? But there aren't 2 terms here. There are 3 terms. And so then I'm going to say, can I do a trinomial? And I definitely can do a trinomial. And I'm going to have x plus 2, x plus 1, and that is equal to 0. And that's how we get our 2 answers for x. Our first one is x plus 2 equals 0, or x plus 1 is equal to 0. So here x would be -2, and here x would be -1. So well done for our answer in the chat. Beautiful. Okay, so that is question 1. Can I get an idea of how that one went? Give me a number from 0 to 10. on how you found that question. 10 is great. 0 is absolutely terrible. Good. Beautiful. Okay. Oh, thanks, Daphne. Solid 7. Great. Okay, let's have a look at question 2. Before I jump into question 2, do I have a volunteer for question 2? All right, let's go through question 2. So again, we have to follow those same steps. So we've got a square, we've got p squared. And so that means we need to move everything onto one side and make it equal to 0. Okay, Canva, you're on the right track with that. There's just something we need to do in the middle. So this is our first step. So we have p squared plus 2p equals 0. And when we're in a test situation, we get a mark for that step, which is awesome. Now we're going to follow this little line over here. So next thing we have to factorize. Can I take out a highest common factor? I can. My highest common factor is p. So I'm going to take out p, and then I'm left with p plus 2 is equal to 0. Daphne, that's also a good answer, but you're missing your second answer. Remember, when we have x squareds, we're always going to get 2 answers. Can you try and think about what that second answer would be? There we go. Nice. So first answer is this p over here. So that would just be p is equal to 0. Second answer is this one over here. So that's p plus 2 is equal to 0. So p would be equal to -2. And those are 2 answers for p. Okay. Whew, number 3. Okay. Number 3, I'm actually going to give you, because I think quite a few people joined quite late and not everyone got to this question, and I would like everyone to at least try it. So I'm going to give you a full minute more to give this question a go, and then we'll go through it together. So I want everyone to try this question. Remember, when we have 2 brackets together like this, you have to multiply the first by the first by the last. Everything has to be multiplied out. That's my little hint to you. Some of you may have learned it as FOIL from your teachers. All right. Okay. Just want to clarify, because I have some hands that are up at the moment, and I know that some of that was when you put your hands up to ask for more time. So I just want to make sure that no one's hands who are up now is because they have a question. So if anyone's hands are up who has a question, please feel free to ask. Okay. Okay, I'll Just checking. I was just a bit worried for a second. Okay, let's have a look at question 3. Ooh, we have answers coming out. Okay, let's have a look. So let's start by looking at these two brackets over here. So I'm going to multiply it out slowly for anyone who's struggling to see what to do over here. I'm actually going to make this question a bit bigger and move it like that. Okay, so x times 3x is going to give us 3x squared. Then we have x times -1, and that's going to give us negative x. And then we have 1 times 3x, which is positive 3x, and 1 times -1, which is -1. Then we've just got this guy, so plus x, and that's equal to 59. Okay, now we have an x squared situation. And as soon as we have an x squared situation, we want to move everything to the left-hand side. While I'm doing that, I'm also going to link some of my like terms. So I have negative x, I have 3x, and I have positive x over there. So if I'm linking those terms together, I'm going to have negative x plus 3x, which gives me 2x, and 2x plus x, which gives me 3x. Okay, so I have 3x squared plus 3x minus 1, and now this 59 is moving over, so it's going to become minus 59, and that's equal to 0. Now again, I have some like terms because I've got -1 and I've got negative 59. So that's going to simplify down to 3x squared plus 3x minus 60 is equal to 0. Did anyone get to this point over here? Let me know. Yes, no. It's totally fine if you say no as well. You can put it in the comments if you'd like. Just let me know if anyone got to this point of having 3x squared plus 3x minus 60. Oh, beautiful. Well done. That's okay? Not even close. Okay. Okay, so lots of no's and lots of yeses. Somewhere in between. Okay, cool. When we're at this point here, now we're going to follow those steps that we were at. So the first thing we have to look for is our highest common factor. Our highest common factor here is 3. So I'm going to take out 3, and I'm left with x squared plus x minus 20 is equal to 0. Okay. When we have a number, we can basically say, well, let's divide this all by 3, and let's divide that by 3, and so those go away, and then I'm just left with it being equal to 0. Okay, so we can ignore that number over there. And now I just have a trinomial. So I'm going to work with my factor pairs of 20, 1 and 20, 2 and 10, 4 and 5. Obviously, if I'm wanting to get a 1, the pair I care about is 4 and 5. So we're going to say, cool, that's x plus 5, x minus 4 is equal to 0. And so our first answer would be x plus 5 is 0. And our second answer would be x minus 4 is 0. That shifts over. So x would be -5. And that shifts over. So x would be 4. And that is our final answer. That was a very long and hard question. So if we have anyone who got that 100% right, well done. Okay. I'm going to leave it there just for a little bit longer, just for anyone who's still copying it down. And then we are going to move on to, that's okay. We're going to move on to what we're going to focus on today. Okay. Yay. Whew. Today's lesson, exponential equations. Okay. So now before we jump into exponential equations, we actually have to understand how we can write things with a base and with an exponent. So I just want to explain that language for a second. If I have, I'm going to write like here, I'm going to say I have 2 to the power of 3. Who can tell me of those numbers, so either 2 or 3, what number is my base? Is it 2 or is it 3? You can either unmute yourselves or you can write in the comments. Cool.
Ma'am,
Yes. Oh, sorry, Nakamonga. I didn't mean to quieten you out there. Okay.
2.
Yes, good. 2 is our base. Okay, our base is 2. And 3 would be our exponent. Okay, so if I had like x to the power of 4, then our base would be x and our exponent would be 4. Okay, so let's have a look at these questions. I want to be able to write all of these numbers with a base of 2. So what I mean by that is, how could I write 16 with a base of 2? That would be 2 to the power of 4. So 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is going to give me 16, because that's what 2 to the power of 4 means. Okay, so I want you to try and write down what all of these would be with a base of 2 and an exponent. So for 8, 4, 2, 1, a half, and a quarter. You should be able to see a pattern as you're going through it. Yes, all of them. Yeah, if you can. So what would 8 have as a base of 2? What would 4 have as a base of 2? What would 2 have as a base of 2? All of the numbers. So give them a go and write down your best. Okay, let's start going through them. How do I write 8 with a base of 2? I'm open for answers.
2 to the power of 3.
Thank you, Jaden. How do I write 4 with a base of 2?
2 square.
Thank you. 2 squared. How do I write 2 with a base of 2?
2 over 0.
Oh, close. 2 to the power of 0 would be here. Thank you. 2 to the power of 1. Beautiful. So 2 to the power of 0 is going to give us 1. Anything to the power of 0 is going to give us 1. This is important for our lesson later on. So if I have x to the power of 0, that's also 1. Anything to the power of 0 is 1. How do I write a half with a base of 2?
2 to the power of negative 1.
Jaden, you're just crushing this today. Thank you. To the power of negative 1. And a quarter with a base of 2?
2 to the power of negative 2.
Yes, Canva. Okay. So these guys pop in all the time and they just make everyone upset because negative exponents are not a huge amount of fun. But really, just think about it like this. If I have x to the power of negative 1, all that means is that x needs to move down, because that would be over 1. And if I have 1 over x to the negative 1, all that means is it has to move up. So it's just moving from a numerator to a denominator, or denominator to a numerator if I have a negative. Okay, so now that we have this in our knowledge, that's great. I want you, if you have your calculators nearby, grab your calculators for me. And I want to show you something cool on your calculator. So I'm going to give you, I'm just going to get rid of this so I have some space to write. Okay, I'm going to give you a really big number. Let's make it 32768. If I asked you to write that with a base of 2, does anyone know how we can use our calculator to help us find that?
Cube root. Yes, sorry, ma'am. Square root. Square root.
So if we square root, we will get somewhere, but we won't get our final answer for 2. So, okay, grab your calculators, but that was a good suggestion. Everyone grab your calculator. And what I want you to do, I'm going to turn my camera on so that you can see what I'm doing over here.
Sorry, ma'am.
Yes, hello.
You put it in your calculator.
Yes.
And then you press your equal sign, and then you say shift and then fact.
Yay, well done, Tansy. That was beautiful. That's exactly what you do. Oh, I could hear myself. I got too excited there. Well done. That's beautiful. Okay, so we're going to do exactly what Tansy said over here. We're going to take that number, so 32768. See, I've just put that into my calculator. And then we're going to push equals. And then we're going to push shift. I know my calculator looks a little bit different to yours. Shift. And then you'll see this button over here. It's got like, it looks like full stops and commas, but above it in yellow, it's going to say fact. You're going to push that button. And you'll see you have this answer of 2 to the power of 15. So it will always work out what your bases should be. You can put in any number there. So in this case, we can see that that's 2 to the power of 15. But let's try something else. So let's try 125. So take your calculators, put in 125, push equals, push shift, push the button that says fact for
5 to
factors.
the power of 3, ma'am.
Look at you. Yes. Calculators. They are our friends. I know in primary school you're told, oh, we don't use our calculators, but in high school we love them and they do a lot for us. Okay. So if you struggle with finding out what that base is and what its exponent is, you use your calculator. It's there to help you. Okay, cool. Let's start looking at some questions here. So I'm going to help you with the first one, just so we can get an idea. This is a nice, easy question. But basically, whenever we're dealing with an exponential equation, we want our bases to be the same. Because as soon as our bases are the same, then our exponents are the same. So in this situation, at the moment, this is an 8, and I want it to have the same base as my left-hand side, which is a 2. So I'm going to have 2 to the power of x, which is equal to 2 to the power of 3. As soon as my bases are the same, my exponents are the same. So therefore, x is equal to 3.
Ma'am, can't you
Yeah.
just square root it? Like the square root 8.
So the problem, you mean cube rooting here?
Yes, ma'am. Cube
Yeah,
rooting.
you can cube root. The problem is that sometimes we don't know if it's going to be a cube root or a square root. Sometimes it might be a root to the 4th, and we don't know what that number is going to be. So like if we look at number 2, if we did that, we're going to be in a bit of a pickle. So sometimes that works, and absolutely you can rely on it sometimes, but otherwise we want to get our bases to be the same so that we can make our exponents the same. It just helps us when we are dealing with sort of more difficult questions. Okay. Okay, let's have a look at number 2. I'm going to help you with the first bit, and then I kind of want you to go forward with this. I want these to have the same base. So already on this side, I have a base of 9. Now I can write 81 as 9 to the power of 2. So I'm going to have 9 to the power of x plus 1 is equal to 9 to the power of 2. Now my bases are the same. Now make your exponents the same and solve it like a normal equation. So take it from there, make your exponents the same, and solve for x. Okay, so x plus 1. Oh, yes. Great. X plus 1 is equal to 2. And then we're going to move that 1 over. So x is equal to 2 minus 1, which means x is 1. Awesome. Well done. Okay, I'm going to let you guys fly solo now with a nasty one. Just do it step by step. Follow the processes, get the same bases, make your exponents equal, solve for x.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
how do you do that thing with the calculator again? Because I don't know if something's wrong with my calculator or what.
Okay, so let's try
Ma'am?
work through it again. Yeah? Can I
Ma'am,
just
can I answer, ma'am?
yeah, a simple way you absolutely can. I'll call on you as soon as I've just gone through how to work the calculator. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So if we're working on our calculator, so for example, if I wanted to get the 27, you would say, because we can't put it as 1 over 27, so we just have to know it's going to be a negative when we move it up. You're going to push 27 into your calculator, then you're going to push equals, then you're going to push shift, and then you're going to push the button that looks like this. It's like a full stop, and then there's sort of 3 like commas, and above it in yellow, it says fact. So 27 equals shift fact. And you should get an answer of 3 to the power of 3 when you do that. Okay.
Well, ma'am, all I get is a 27 and a little circle and then a 0, a little circle and then another 0.
Oh, you know what? I think your calculator might be in the wrong format. Can you do me a favor? Can you push mode?
Mode.
So it should be at the top near the right.
Yeah, I found it, ma'am.
Okay, and then push 1.
1.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Did it help? Let's see. Let's hope. I hope so. Okay. All right, guys. So Simpiwe, can you talk us through?
Ma'am, I got 3 to the power of negative 4 plus 1.
Okay, so how do we start writing that though? So we start with the x plus 1. What is this 1 over 27 going to become?
3 to the power of negative 3.
3 to the power of negative 3. Okay, great. So Simpiwe, what you were saying was great. We just need the steps in the middle. Okay, so first step, we want to make our bases the same.
Ma'am,
Yes.
Can I ask you why is it 3 to the power of
Negative 3.
Negative 3?
Yeah, let's do that in 2 steps, Francie. So the first step is if I change that 27, that would be 3 to the power of 3, because 3 to the power of 3 is going to give me 27. But now I can't have 1 as a denominator and 1 as a numerator. So I have to move that one up. And when it moves up, our exponent becomes negative. So that 3 is now this little exponent 3. As it moves up, it's now going to become 3 to the negative 3. And if you're worried that you're wrong, you can actually put that into your calculator. So 3, and then put in the exponent of negative 3. And when you push equals, you should get the answer of 1 over 27. So you can always check to make sure you're right if you're worried you're making a mistake. Okay, once we're at that point, so we've got our bases the same, then we need to make our exponents the same. Okay, so that's our second step. So x plus 1 is equal to negative 3. And then our last step is we're solving for x. So that 1 needs to move over. So it's going to be x equals negative 3 minus 1, which means x is negative 4. Okay. I know they're heavy, guys. I know that exponents aren't fun. But if you follow these steps, you'll always be able to get to an answer. Okay, let's try another one. Give this one a go.
Ma'am, I think I have the answer, ma'am.
Okay, do you think you can talk me through each
Okay,
step?
do you think you can talk me through each step?
I'm not
Heard
sure,
myself.
ma'am. But
Okay.
I'll try, ma'am. I'll try.
Okay. Start
So
with
let me
that
try.
27 for me.
So if you
Start with
check,
27 for me.
yes, ma'am. So if you check 27, shift factorize is equal to 3 to the power of 3. All right, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a 2 there, ma'am. I think you have to add the 2 with the 3.
Are you happy with that?
And then you minus it
happy with
with the 3. Yes, ma'am. And it's yes, ma'am. That's the answer.
Okay. Oh, goodness.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, so we're going to have 2x. Sorry, I just wasn't talking because I could hear myself talking through your oh, sorry. Yes, I can zoom out so you can see question 3. I could hear myself talking and I didn't want to have people hear it twice. That's the only reason I wasn't responding to you. So, okay, so yes, 2x minus 3 is equal to 3. Beautiful. We're going to move that 3 over. So 2x is equal to 3 plus 3, which means 2x is equal to 6. And then we're going to divide both sides by 2. So therefore, x is equal to 3. So this step over here is the really important step because we need to get them to have the same bases. And then we want our exponents to be the same. Let me just leave these both on the screen just for anyone who's still writing them down.
Ma'am,
Yes.
I don't understand why question 3 has the answer it has.
Okay. Can you tell me where in the process you're not enjoying it from?
Ma'am, so you see, I thought that the exponents are supposed to be the same.
Oh, not the exponents. The bases need to be the same. And when the bases are the same, then the exponents are the same. But here, those are my exponents. So x plus 1 on the left, and on the right, it would be that negative 3.
So ma'am, why isn't the answer x equals negative 3?
Okay, because the only reason it's not is because of this plus 1 over here. Because if I put that into my calculator, if I said that my answer was x is equal to negative 3, and let's say that was my answer, and I looked at this over here, that's saying 3 to the power of negative 3 plus 1, which is actually 3 to the power of negative 2, which is 1 over 9. And that is not equal to 1 over 27. So the reason that we have to, oh, sure, I really zoomed in there for a second. Okay, the reason we have to take into account that 1 is because when I put this back into my equation, now if I have an answer of negative 4, I'm saying, well, x is negative 4 plus 1, which gives me an answer of negative 3, which gives me an answer of 1 over 27, which is the same as the right-hand side.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Okay, great. Okay, does anyone need to sit on question 4 any longer?
Ma'am,
Yeah.
I just have a question quickly. Which part of the sums do you get marks for?
Okay, so it depends on where it's like placed in the test, because sometimes they'll give you more marks if it's earlier in a test because they're wanting to test like a concept. But most of the time, you get a mark for showing that you've got them to the same basis. And then you'll get a mark for each sort of order of operations. So like here, you'd get a mark for showing that you knew that you had to plus the 3, and you would then get a mark for showing that you knew how to divide by the 2. So a question like that would probably be between 3 or 4 marks. If it was early in the test, they may give you a mark for that line over there as well. Okay. All right. Now this one, I don't want you to freak out because I want you to think about what we said about 1. So think about how I could get 1 to have a base of 2. So think about what we did right at the beginning of this lesson. And then I want you to give this question a try. Do your best with it.
Ma'am, I have an answer, but I feel like it's very incorrect.
Okay, I'm excited for you to talk me through it. What would be my next step? How would I start this?
Ma'am, you would have to make the bases the same.
Mhm.
So, 1 to the power, 2 to the power of 0.
Yes, beautiful. Okay, bases are the same. First step done. What's my second step?
And then you have to solve for x.
Okay, so
So-
I'm going to make my exponents the same.
So, you'd add the 3 on the 0 side, I think.
Good. So I'm going to write this step as an equation, just so that it's like nice and clear. But yes, you're absolutely right. I'm going to add that 3 onto that side. Good.
And then you
And then
divide
you
it by
divide by
2.
You're all
Yeah.
saying it beautifully. You divide by 2. So therefore, x is equal to 3 over 2. You're 100% right. Well done.
Ma'am, I was going to say 1.5 to be honest. That's why I thought it was incorrect.
But that's fine. 3 over 2 is 1.5. Just whenever we're dealing with equations, and this is like a general rule for everyone here, whenever we're dealing with equations, always leave it as a fraction. Don't make it a decimal. That's just like a general equation rule, but your answer's not wrong. The other sort of general equation rule that we need to be careful of is lots of people, okay, I'll come to you right now and explain this one again. The other thing that lots of people do with equations is they do 2 equal signs. So they'll do an equal sign down the side, and we are not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to have 2 equal signs on one line. If you can't break that habit, rather do therefore signs. Okay. Okay, let's go through this for anyone who's still struggling. I'm literally going to do it step by step. Okay, so first step is we want our bases to be the same. And we need it to have a base of 2. So we're going to have 2 to the power of 2x minus 3. And I need this 1 to have a base of 2. And I know that anything to the power of 0 is 1. So if I said 2 to the power of 0, I know that 2 to the power of 0 is 1. Now my bases are the same. As soon as my bases are the same, I can make my exponents the same. So now I can say 2x minus 3 is equal to 0. So bases the same, then exponents the same. Then I'm going to move that 3 over. So it would be 2x is equal to 0 plus 3. And 0 plus 3 is just 3. And now I want to isolate x. So I'm going to divide both sides by 2. And so x is equal to 3 over 2. Okay. I'm hoping that cleared things up. Did it? Did it help at all?
Yes, ma'am, it did.
Okay.
I think so, ma'am. I'm not sure.
Avila, are you struggling or were you happy?
Avila, are you struggling or were you happy?
No, I got it up until 0, ma'am. After 0, after 0.
Okay, so
I
after this
had it
point
after
here.
0.
Okay, so
Okay.
after this point here.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, cool. So the
Okay,
thing
cool.
is the key with this is as soon as you see a 1, know that your teachers are trying to trick you and that you must know when you see that 1,
You must know when you see that 1,
it's to the power of 0.
it's to the power of 0.
Yes, ma'am. I know 0 next the exponent 0 power of 1. Is that true, ma'am?
0 to the power of 1.
0 to the power of 1.
Oh, yeah.
You just broke up.
0
So
to
I
the power of
didn't.
1 is
You
equal.
just broke up.
Oh, 0 to the power of 0.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
0 to the power of 0.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And then 1 to the power of, and then it is to so
Sorry, Aviyile, it was just because you were breaking up, but I'm hoping that one of the things I've written here is what you were asking, and I'm just going to talk about all three of them in hopes that one of them is correct. But if you want to try and write in the chat, that might also help.
This last one is what I was talking about.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you. Okay, so let's have a look through these. If I had 0 to the power of 1, 0 to the power of anything is 0. Okay, 1 to the power of 0 is also 1. Anything to the power of 0 is 1. This is the one which is nasty because technically it should be 0, but it should also be 1. And in maths, we don't allow things to be equal to more than one thing. So we don't have a name for it. It can't be 1 and it can't be 0. We actually call 0 to the power of 0 something called even my screen didn't want to write it, indeterminate. It means that we cannot determine its value. So some schools may teach you that it's 1, some may teach you that it's 0, but its real answer is indeterminate. It doesn't have a value. But 1 to the power of 0 is definitely 1, and 0 to the power of 1 is definitely 0. Thanks for that question.
Ma'am,
Yes, Jaden.
can you also say it's undefined?
So technically undefined and indeterminate are two separate things because something divided by 0 is undefined, but 0 divided by 0 is indeterminate. But I don't think most teachers would mind if you use them interchangeably in high school.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We took a bit of a detour there. 0 to the power of 0 is 0 or 1. Well, that's the problem. 0 to the power of 0 is 1 and it's also 0 and it's not allowed to be both. And so that's why we don't allow it to equal either. We just say it's indeterminate. So it's the same way as if you got a question like 5 divided by 0 and I asked for that answer, your answer is that it is undefined. If you were given 0 to the power of 0, your answer would be it's indeterminate. Good questions. I feel like we had a lovely little conversation about maths there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I've got 2 questions that I want you to work on. Kulakani, do you mind muting your mic for me? Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to make this question out of 2 marks, and I'm going to make this question out of 4 marks, and let's see if anyone can get 6 out of 6 for these 2 questions.
I have answered for first solution or question.
Avayile, when you're speaking, you're breaking up a little bit for me.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you? It's
said,
okay.
ma'am,
Do you mind writing the answer in the comments for me?
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you.
Someone just wrote it. No.
Oh, they stole the punch. But I appreciate that you tried to answer. Thank you. Okay, so let's have a look at question 1. For those of you who've done it, remember, if you are using your calculator and using shift fact, you should be able to see that answer quite nice and easily. So you're not sitting being like, oh, 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So we have 2 to the power of x is equal to 2 to the power of 6. Our bases are the same. Therefore, x is equal to 6. 2 marks, 1 for getting the bases the same, 1 for your answer. Okay, who got question 1 right? Yes or no? Me. Yay, well done. Woo, some yeses. Yes, good. Yay! Okay. Gorgeous. Okay, now let's see question 2. For, for question 2, don't write your answer in the comments just yet. Just let's give everyone a chance to, oh, it's okay. Give question 2 a try. Just let's give everyone a chance to try and answer it before we jump in. Oh, you can use shift fact whenever you want. It helps. It just makes your life a bit easier.
Ma'am, can I just like send the answer in the private chat?
Yes, that would be great, Jaden. Okay, I see. It's a good answer. I can say that much. Oh, see, I'm trying to. You're so close. You're so close, but you've made a mistake somewhere. No, but you can find your mistake. Just try and see. It's such a small mistake. Okay, so answers are just coming through on the everyone group now, which is fine. There are some people who got it beautifully right and some people who just have a sign problem. So let's just go through this and then I'll show you exactly where your marks would be. First step is getting our bases to be the same. So 9 to the power of 2x plus 3 is equal to 9 to the power of 0. That's our first mark. Okay, so if you got that step, give yourself a mark. Second step, we're going to make our exponents equal to each other. And I'm going to give you a mark there as well. So if you did that, you're sitting on 2 marks. Next step, we need to move that 3 over, and when it jumps over, it becomes negative. So those of you who had positive 3 over 2, it's just because you didn't make that a negative 3. Then we are going to divide both sides by 2. And so x is going to be equal to negative 3 over 2. And that's our final answer. Beautiful. Okay, I'm actually going to give you guys another couple of questions to work on over here. Let's write them as 3 and 4. Okay. Oh, can I be nasty? I'm going to be a little bit nasty, guys.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. I'm going to be a bit nasty. So that's the first one. And Okay, I have been really mean. I accept that. I have been very nasty. If you guys can do these 2 questions, then you can completely do any kind of exponential equation in grade 9.
Ma'am, are you sure
Yes.
question 4 is an answer?
Question 4.
Yeah.
Question 4 can definitely give you an answer. Okay, I'm going to help you a little bit. Just think about this one. The first step, just move that 9 over. Good. Take it back because you can do 3. 3, I'm not being horrible. 4, I'm being horrible. I accept that with 4. With question 3, just move that 9 over and then it's exactly how it has been from what you've seen. So I'm just going to start this one. I'm not going to do it fully. I want you to just think about it. So all I've done there is I've moved the 9 to the other side. So now it looks like your other ones have looked. So get them to have the same base. Get them to have a base of 3. And I promise you can do question 3. Oh, I'm seeing some answers. Jaden, I love your answer for number 3. Nia, what is -6 divided by 2? What does that give you? Okay, let's have a look. So first step, same basis, 3 to the power of 2x plus 6. Ooh, what am I writing? There we go. Is equal to 3 to the power of 2. Bases are the same. Now we make exponents the same. 2x plus 6 is equal to 2. We're going to move that 6 over. Oh, I'm running out of space. I'm going to work up here. 2x is equal to -4. Divide both sides by 2. Therefore, x is -2. And I saw quite a few answers of -2. Yes, so you're absolutely right. That is what the your answer would have been if you'd had 6 divided by -2. But the answer here is -2, not -3. Okay. Well done to those of you who got it. This was a hard question. For question 4, I'm going to help you a little bit. I'm not going to help you a lot. I'm just going to give you a small amount of guidance to be Okay, so first step, I need to get these both to have a base of 3. 27 is, I could write that as, so close. Okay, I could write 27 as 3 to the power of 3. So I'm actually going to write that as 3 to the power of 3x. That's how I can write 27 to the power of x. And now I've done all the hard work for you. I want you to try finish that off.
Ma'am, did you see my answer?
Oh, I didn't, Jaden. Let me scroll up and have a look. Yeah, x is no. But I appreciated the effort.
Okay.
But I am seeing a good answer in the chat. So, okay, our bases are the same at this point. So now we're going to make our exponents the same. So 3x is equal to 2x plus 7. I'm going to move that 2x over. So 3x minus 2x is equal to 7, which means x is equal to 7. And that is our answer. How cool, guys. And it can't ever get that hard. So if this made any kind of sense, you're already at the top of your game. So whenever it's a big number, then try use your calculator to try and help you think about how can I get this number to have a base that's the same as that one. And in this case, 3 to the power of 3 is 27. Okay. And your calculator will help you. You can always use shift fact, and it will always give you the guidance that you need. And guys, that is where we are ending this lesson for today. And I'm going to be passing you over to Tula. And you're most welcome. And I'm going to give you the night off. And I will see you. What day are we on today? When will I see you? Oh my gosh, I'm only going to see you next week. But I will see you next week. Okay.
Hi everyone. Thank you so much. Thanks so much, Ms. G, for that. Hi everyone. As you know, my name is Tula. I'm a mentor with Toby Matt. I just want to get cracking on this. I'm aware of time. So just first of all, let me present. And as usual, let me know if you can't see my screen. Should be coming up just in a second. Here we go. So yeah, this again, we're still trying to confirm this, but tentatively we're on our last lesson with equations. So that's really cool. And going forward, we'll be starting graphs next week, definitely next week. We're just not sure whether it's going to be on the Monday or the Wednesday. So take this as a tentative sort of schedule. So make sure that you brush up on your graphs. I'm not sure if you guys have will be starting them from the beginning. Will they be starting them from the beginning?
We're going to be starting them from the beginning.
From the top. Okay, cool. Cool. So you guys come prepared, I guess, mentally to get new information as always. And then, yeah, I'll update this lesson plan next week. So by the time you come on the 16th, everything should be updated. Though there is a minor possibility that we'll be continuing with exponential equations next week. So just come prepared for that as well. And of course, our superstars for this week, the MVPs. It would really be cool if all these guys would turn on their videos so I see those beautiful smiles. But big congratulations to Tinashe, Ozoma, Neo, Tansley, Tabiso, Gerald, and Penny. You guys have been great. I'm also aware, I mean, a lot of you guys also just attending. I mean, a lot of you have been consistent with the attendance. So you've also been great. You've also been amazing. But remember that in addition to attending the live lesson, you need to go on the app. You need to do the exercises. You need to solidify your learning to make sure that you actually understand what you're doing. Take the quizzes, and just you get what you give. So just do your best with that. So I'll just show the names again. Congrats, you guys. And then just again to brush up on your, after you leave here, what you did, the equations, go to algebraic equations on the app, and then go to exponential equations and just, go through the lessons there, go through any quizzes that you find, go through the exercises. If you have any questions, send a message on the chat on the Watobi app, and we'll be there to assist you. So yeah, I think that's it for me. I don't want to keep you guys for long. So yeah, I think we are done. We can let you guys go if Miss G doesn't have anything to add. Okay.